Good afternoon and welcome to the campus of Indiana Wesleyan University in a sunny Marion, Indiana for our second elimination game of this NAIA softball opening round. Indiana Wesleyan is here because they fell 4-1 against the top-seeded Oregon Tech Hustlin' Owls earlier this morning. Central Baptist is here because they defeated the spunky Seton Heights Saints 6-3 less than an hour ago. This is a rematch of the very first game of the opening round. And we went extras then. It took 8 innings, with Indiana Wesleyan walking off with a 6-5 win in the 8th. And we'll find out soon if another thriller awaits us. Alongside our IWU TV crew, our analyst, Janae Gibson, I'm Jonathan Mathis, and welcome. We're happy to have you with us for another afternoon game. Game 5 of what's going to be at least 6. Help break that down, Janae Gibson. We've seen this one before, and it was a thriller last time.
Yes, I'm excited to see the rematch. I think you have to throw away all records, all previous, meetings with the teams, because right now it's win or you go home. So I think it's going to be a fun match. Both teams are going to give it everything they got. I
think also you have an interesting situation where one team is coming in off of a loss, another one's coming in hot off of a win, and recent win, just less than an hour ago. So that's a whole different dynamic from what you normally would have in these situations.
Right, but I think the Wildcats had some time to respond and rebound from that loss against the Hustlin' Owls. So I'm excited to see the Wildcats come out against Central Baptist.
What did you think also, this might be a factor, with Indiana Wesleyan having been to the World Series twice. So they have that experience of playing through tough situations. And while it's a young team overall, there's a lot of experience still, especially in the head coaching. That should be advantageous for Indiana Wesleyan today.
Yes, very sure. And I think after their first game, Coach Babinski said it best. He said, we'd like to play 3 games, but we got to take 1 game at a time. So they're not looking beyond through their experience, because they know Central Baptist wants this just as badly as they do.
Excellent. Well, folks, the weather can be better. If you want to take a look outside, the conditions have been perfect for all these games today, and especially, well, maybe our friends from Arkansas might think it's a little cool, but we'll forgive them. It's 65 degrees with only it'll only chill off slightly. The wind is light out of the north, and there's no chance of rain at all. It'll be that way until Friday. So if you add that up, it's well after this tournament has concluded. Since we're just doing our lineups, we'll catch you up to date with the head coaches meeting at the home plate with the umpires. This is how everyone will start. Central Baptist will be leading off with number 14, Alyssa Estrada, right fielder, junior from Houston, Texas. Number 9, Katie Goike, first baseman, sophomore from Magnolia, Texas. Number 3, Allison Seitz, who's played very well, sophomore from Jacksonville, Arkansas. She's a shortstop. At second base, batting 4th, number 21, Katie Gordon, a sophomore from BB, Arkansas, then a junior from Conway, Arkansas, center fielder number 8, Rachel Jones. At catcher, number 17, Bailey Jackson, a sophomore from Monticello, Arkansas. Number 6, Kaylee St. John, senior, third baseman from Conway. Then from Missouri City, Texas, a senior left fielder, number 4, Bree Nunn. Number 26, Haley Kane, a designated player, freshman from Pottsville, Arkansas. On the mound for the Central Baptist Lady Mustangs, number 5, Rachel Gregory, a junior from North Little Rock, Arkansas. For Indiana Wesleyan, who will be the away team for the second time today on their home field, they will be leading off with number 34, Trinity Medina, a second baseman, freshman from Hanover Park, Illinois, followed by number 19, Kira Madel, a senior from Pendleton, Indiana, who's playing center field. Catching, number 23, Miranda Weirley, a freshman from Bourbonnais, Illinois, and then the designated player, batting cleanup, sophomore, Bloomington, Indiana native, number 14, Addie Benham. Batting 5th, number 13, Mackenzie Brown, freshman from Katy, Texas, playing first base. Then shortstop, sophomore, Brownsburg, Indiana native, number 6, Rebecca Schrad. Batting 7th, number 4, Michaela Lovelace, sophomore from Mason, Ohio, playing left field. She started the first game of this tournament. Batting 8th, number 17, Sydney Williams, a junior right fielder from Morgantown, Indiana. And batting 9th, sophomore from Huntington, Indiana, third baseman, number 33, Aubrey Eckert. Pitching, number 16, Mackenzie Ridge, a sophomore from Bloomington, Indiana. Looking at this lineup, Janae, we've seen these two teams before, literally yesterday. Who are some players you think this would be a big game for them, or this is an opportunity that is almost tailor-made for them?
I think Trinity Medina, she's kind of been sporadic throughout the tournament, but I think she really has kind of been the life of the team, and I think she can continue to get things going. And I'd like to see Worley, a great hitter behind the plate, to get something going for her team as well.
Looking ahead, there have been now 10 teams that have punched their ticket to the opening round finals in their respective brackets. We know one of them, Oregon Tech, we saw them play Indiana Wesleyan earlier this morning. They beat Indiana Wesleyan 4-1, and they are waiting tomorrow the winner of this game. And Oregon Tech, you better believe they will be in attendance trying to observe and scout these two teams. The other 9 are Baker from Kansas, who beat Indianapolis' own at Marion University and Crossroads League rival. They beat Marion 1-0. Valley City State from North Dakota beat Columbia, Missouri 5-3. Houston Victoria upset Science and Arts from Oklahoma 1-0. Grandview from Iowa beat Lindsey Wilson 5-1. Southern Oregon took down Hope International from California 3-1. And Mobile, Alabama beat Corbin from Oregon 4-1. 2 more, Oklahoma City took down Olivet Nazarene 8-3, and Georgia Gwinnett had 8, LSU Alexandria 6. So those are the 10 teams who are waiting, and all of them are awaiting the second contender, and this one today will settle that. And what's interesting, Oregon Tech, a lot of experience there, a lot of success, as we see Central Baptist being introduced, but they haven't been out of the final round in 4 years. They've been to it 4 years straight. They haven't gotten out of it. Now they're in for 5 years straight. And so who is the one? If you want to believe in streaks, then one of these teams could be the spoiler. But Oregon Tech looked awfully strong these last couple days.
Yeah, and I think a little bit like you said, they haven't been able to get past that championship game, so I think there's a little trying to get over the hump, get that monkey off their back, as you so say.
So we'll have one different pitcher, Rachel Gregory. She pitched in the first game. Not yesterday, but yeah, yesterday. She didn't pitch in the last one, which is kind of for Central Baptist, Kim House has been their main gun, and she pitched in both of them, and she almost got through last game. She got 6 innings before she was pulled in favor of Brooke Trout. And now Rachel Gregory will step back in, and on the mound for Indiana Wesleyan's Mackenzie Ridge, who we've seen in every game. She is the ace of Indiana Wesleyan, especially since the injury to what was the expected ace, Daniel Munn, who hurt her ACL in Arizona and has been lost for the years since then. But you look at the defense for Indiana Wesleyan, any lack in the pitching staff, it hasn't really reflected in the record, and the defense has been strong no matter what.
Especially Shrad at shortstop. She's kind of been that anchor, really has athletic ability to cover a lot of ground, and I just think overall the entire team plays good defense behind Ridge this entire season.
So as we see Central Baptist getting ready, defensively they will line up with Rachel Gregory on the mound, catching Bailey Jackson. She's behind the plate there in the battle armor. Across the infield from first to third, Katie Goyke, Katie Gordon, Allison Seitz at short, and Kaylee St. John at third. That is the normal setup, as is the outfield. Bree Nunn is in left, Rachel Jones in center, and Alyssa Estrada in right field. They have been a tough field to get much. I mean, in the first game they had some errors, but it seems like they settled down that last game. And you can bet they're in top form now. They've played 3 games. This will be the 3rd game.
Right, and they've got playing a couple games, got some games under their belt. And we've said this, they're a new team to an NAIA tournament where Oregon Tech and Indiana Wesleyan kind of veterans in this type of environment. So I think now they have settled in, and they're just excited to be here. You can see pregame both teams are just dancing and having a lot of fun in the dugouts, and that's all it's about, is being with your teammates and just enjoying the opportunity to get to play the game of softball.
They have fun with a capital F-U-N in these dugouts, especially Indiana Wesleyan girls. On the mound, Rachel Gregory. This is her 22nd appearance, 15th start. She's 8-4. She struck out 45, walked 63, a little wild. remember from yesterday, she is the strikeout or walk type pitcher. Doesn't give up many hits, but she'll strike you out. She might walk you. She likes to dance around the edges. Opponents are batting 247 against her, which is excellent. She begins this game missing the strike zone twice. This is a situation where you're probably just trying to settle in a little bit if you're on the mound.
Trying to get right here. She's gonna, you'd assume, trying to get a strike across that play just to get her comfort. Get her relaxed.
Is excellent with the batter's eye. She's been plunked a lot with her little arm guard that she boldly and bravely sticks out there. She also walks a lot. She leads the team in walks. She's got the count in her favor here, 3-0. Opening walk for Trinity Medina. Earlier today, Trinity got on board by getting plunked on the elbow. So on the day, she's got a perfect on-base percentage in leading off. Bring up Kira Madel. The first game today, she was 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Strike, first strike of the game.
Something that I'll be interested and eager to see from the Wildcats is they're ranked #1 in the nation in stolen bases. That means they're pretty active on the base path, but I haven't yet to see that in this tournament. So we'll see if they kind of pull some of those, moving their base runners in this game.
It's fouled off. That's true. It does seem that of all the teams in the tournament, Indiana Wesleyan's almost been the least active on the base paths.
Yes, very much. And that due to the, other than that first outing against, their second outing against Oregon Tech, they didn't really have a lot of hits. What was it, 3 or 4 hits? So not a lot of opportunities to 4 hits, not a lot of opportunities.
This one is well outside, and there is advancing on the pass or the wild pitch. Medina's on second, no outs. One of the things that hurts Indiana Wesleyan in that category is the injury to Lauren Buckley, who's the typical leadoff batter. She has a concussion. She has been out for a little while. They thought she might have been able to play tomorrow, but she didn't wake up symptoms-free yesterday. Buckley, an All-Crossroads League first-teamer, led the Crossroads League in steal. She had 10 more than second place, and she was second nationally. So that was a big help in the thievery department. The 2-2 spoiled back. Underway, second elimination game, a trip to the finals on the line. Beautiful evening, late afternoon. And happy to have you all with us. I'm Jonathan, Janae's to my left. If you can't tell by the chant from the dugout, Kira's at the bat.
Here early in this first inning, Gregory's really struggling to hit her zone in her pitches, and that might be due to a little bit when you said she's either strikeout or a walk player. You know, it's kind of hit or miss with her day-to-day.
That's what she does here. Full count, misses again. 2 walks to begin the game. We got Miranda Worley. First, a conversation from Jordan Jones out on the mound. This is one of those just try to, what would you say if you're Jordan Jones in this situation?
I would just tell Gregory to take a deep breath. Be sure that she has, as a coach, you have confidence in her. There's a reason you started her in this big elimination game. It wasn't just for a feel good, it was because she believed in her. So just to relax her and give her encouragement to keep going at it, because it is early in the game.
Meanwhile, Indiana Wesleyan's keeping it loose. Miranda Worley. A true believer in not letting a sunny day go unwasted. That is ball number 9, the first three batters. Earlier today, Miranda Worley was 1 for 3. Chops one foul. The winner of this game gets Oregon Tech tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. The winner of that game goes to the 39th annual NAIA Softball World Series. It's May 23rd to the 29th at Killian Sports Complex in Springfield, Missouri. Indiana Wesleyan's been the last 2 years. Fouled off herself. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Really batting .370 on the year. Fouled back at us.
Nice job there by Worley to keep her head down in that situation with Gregory came with an off-speed pitch up in the zone at her.
Good batter by Miranda Worley, freshman. Got 64 hits this season, which ties the absent Lauren Buckley for the most. Here's another ball. It's a tricky situation for Rachel Gregory to recover. She hasn't been very accurate in the first 2 batters, and you can't make any mistakes with Miranda Worley, so you don't want to give her anything to hit. But if you walk her, bases are loaded with no outs.
Right, it is. It's a tough situation, but you got to believe that just pitch your best pitch and that your defense has your back.
Worley chopped at that one, fouling it off. Very comfortable with wasting the pitches. There's Trini Medina on second. The 2-2. High. On deck is Addie Benham, followed by Mackenzie Brown and Rebecca Schrad. And this is a crucial situation for Central Baptist. Digging yourself a big hole. We saw this in the previous game, Central Baptist on the reverse, getting 4 runs, or 5 runs in the second. Skied into center, back by the wall and making the catch is Rachel Jones. The runners advance in an errant throw, but a short bounce off the fence. So everyone advances, and Worley's out. That'll bring up Addie Benham, the designated player, sophomore from Bloomington, Indiana. Kind of a transfer from IPFW, came to Indiana Wesleyan because she wanted to be a part of the strong Christian identity here at Indiana Wesleyan. She's been a welcome addition to the team. Fouls this one off. Replay of the Worley almost hit. That's Trini Medina sliding into second, or into third, I should say, coming from second. The 0-1. This is inside. 1-1 count. There are currently 4 teams eliminated. There will be plenty more as the day goes on. Madonna beat Brno from Georgia, so they're out. IU Southeast took down Midland from Nebraska. Away goes Midland. Campbellsville beat Edward Waters from Florida. And Siena Heights is the 4th one. tough elimination day with this grounds out.
And if you notice, the defense is playing a little farther in, closer towards the batter, because they're trying to eliminate that run scoring at home. So anything hard hit back at them, you'll see them check the runner back to third and try to get this out at first.
Not really a double play situation, although we've seen some crazy ones. Skied high. Exactly what Central Baptist wants. Easy play for Katie Gordon at second, the sure-handed second baseman. And Benham has been retired, and that brings up Mackenzie Brown. The 350 hitter. She was 2 for 3 in the first game. Or 2 for 3 earlier today. First game today. The first game between these two teams. Mackenzie Brown was 0 for 3. The check swing dribbler, not what she was intending. And away goes Mackenzie Brown. And so two are stranded in the top of the first. We're going to the bottom of the first. And the bats of the Lady Mustangs.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think.
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the first to the tune of Sweet Caroline. We begin play. The leading off batter for Central Baptist will be Alyssa Estrada, who's 2 for 6 on the tournament. 1 for 3 each day on the season. Alyssa Estrada is batting about 285. She had an interesting play early, first inning of this last game, just one game ago, where she had reached on a walk and then left the bag early and was out.
I'm trying to steal.
Yeah,
she was called out.
She was jumped the gun a little too quickly.
You get antsy when you have some speed. You just want to be able to. When coach gives you that signal to steal, you're like, I got this. You get all anxious, and then next thing you know, you're gone before that ball's released.
Sounds like speaking with experience on the matter.
Perhaps.
On the mound, Mackenzie Ridge, who is 0 for 1 in the tournament. She's pitched in both games. Or excuse me, it's Addie Benham. My mistake. She pitched 2 innings last game. This is lifted on the second pitch of the at-bat. And an easy put out, drifting under it, was third baseman Aubrey Eckert, and 1 away for Central Baptist. Bring up Katie Goike, sophomore first baseman from Magnolia, Texas. Pitching a strike from Benham. There's a strike. Benham aggressively going after the zone A little different approach from what Central Baptist Rachel Gregory ended up doing. Although Gregory settled down as the inning progressed. And that seems like a pretty common third pitch. You get 2 strikes, and then everyone goes away.
You go away and just enough to make it enticing to swing at.
This is the 45th pitch of the day for Addie Benham, and she missed again, barely.
I love their approach, attacking that outside corner, because she's in a groove. Has a feel for that outside corner right now.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Goike. First strikeout of the game for Addie Benham and for Central Baptist. Now Allison Seitz will step up. She's been batting .393 on the season. She went 1 for 3 earlier today. And in the first game of this tournament, the extra inning thriller against Indiana Wesleyan, she was 2 for 4. The 0-2. Gloved from Schrad over to first, not in time. Nice speed from Allison Seitz, and you were talking about her yesterday. She's got wheels.
She does. Well, that's a heck of a play there by Schrad. She covered some ground there as that ball was almost behind the third baseman. And just didn't quite have the arm strength, and against Seitz's speed, just missed that.
Now stepping up the RBI leader for Central Baptist, youngster Katie Gordon, sophomore from BB Arkansas. Here's the replay. It's a deep play in the hole. And almost got her.
Even a heck of a scoop by Brown there.
Well, this one finds the hole. Past Schrad, 2 runners on, 2 hits. Gordon on first, Seitz over to second. Bring up Rachel Jones. She's had a good day so far. She's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Played a strong center field in the first game of the day. There's number 8 for Central Baptist. And there's a strike. The 0-1. Dribbled, foul, it hit her. Two outs, bottom 1, 2 on. Similar situation for what Indiana Wesleyan had. There's a ball. Missing closely. When the Wildcat first inning ended, Trinity Medina was left stranded on third, and Kira Madel was left on second. This ball's outside. 2-2 the count. So not an identical situation, but close enough. So Allison Seitz on second. Rachel Jones at the plate. Lifted, very playable, and out. Trinity Medina closes out the first inning. 0-0 the score. We're going to the top of the second in the middle of the order for Indiana Wesleyan. Welcome back, everyone, to the second inning. We play 7 of these here in NAIA softball. 0-0 the score. Both teams have stranded 2, though. No hits yet for Indiana Wesleyan. Leadoff batter Trinity Medina, and second batter Kira Madel walked and were left on base. Now we'll see what the Wildcats can do from the middle of the order. 6-hole batter Rebecca Schrad, Michaela Lovelace, and Sydney Williams will be batting for Indiana Wesleyan. Schrad was 0 for 3 earlier today and was 2 for 4 in the first game against Central Baptist. She's played strong defense for Indiana Wesleyan this tournament. Here comes the pitch from Rachel Gregory. Strike on the inside. Indiana Wesleyan, a top 10 national program. For really the last 10 years, they've been fantastic. They won an NAIA best 58 games last year. Into the NAIA World Series 2 consecutive years. Won a game last year. They 1 and 4 overall. And in opening round, this is the 5th consecutive appearance for Indiana Wesleyan. A record of 9 and 6. This 10th win will put Indiana Wesleyan in the position to play for their 3rd consecutive trip to the World Series. To go through Oregon Tech to do it, and Central Baptist.
And they'll have to if they win tonight, they'll have to come back and have to beat Oregon Tech twice.
That's true. That's a good point. Here's another leadoff walk for Indiana Wesleyan, 2 of them in the first 2 innings of this game. Did it on the mound. On the flip side, Central Baptist. This is their first ever opening round appearance. They're 1 and 1, so that's the record. The last time they were in the NAIAs was in 2012, and they finished 5th nationally in the World Series. So they haven't been here often, but when they do, they normally do very well. Showing bunt and laying it down, Loveless will not beat it out to first, but the sacrifice does advance Schrad, who's now in second. And we've seen the benefit of small ball, is what they call it, slang term. It's both teams have been utilizing it, and both teams here, all 4 teams have utilized it well, and it's netted a ton of runs so far this tournament.
Yeah, and teams that can play that small ball game, laying down bunts, that is crucial, because in big games like this, it's hard to get your runners from first to second. So if you can have sound players that are able to lay the bunt down, it makes the game flow a lot better with being able to execute.
Sydney Williams, a 1-0 count. The hero in the opening game with the walk-off home run in the 8th. The only home run we've had in this opening round, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's right.
Did Oregon Tech's Tell have a home run? Or
no, I don't think so. We could look that up, but we're not sure. Yep, they did. Here we go. Janae is always right.
That is not true.
It is right now.
My husband would agree with me on that.
2-2 the count, 1 out. This is not a home run. Katie Gordon made that an easy out. 2 away, top of the second. It's the first conversation between Steve Babinski and our home plate umpire. I think we have a pinch hitter. We will. For the 3rd game in a row, Sydney Lowe will step in. Looking to drive in that runner on second. Batting .259 on the season. First pitch swinging, lifts it into center, shallow center, and drifting under it, making the play is Rachel Jones. So opportunity lost, no runs on. Central Baptist next, WIWU TV. Welcome to the bottom of the 2nd inning, everyone, and we'll be led off with Bailey Jackson, the catcher from Monticello, Arkansas. She's a 2-time All-AMC team member. She made the first team this year, 2nd team last year. She fouls that off towards Janae.
Just out of reach.
Just out of reach. That pesky net. Could have had a souvenir. Bailey Jackson's dad is the head coach at Arkansas Monticello. This ball finds Rebecca Schrad, and then over to Mackenzie Brown. Now it's to Kaylee St. John. 3rd baseman, Conway, Arkansas, one of many from Conway, the hometown of Central Baptist. Had a good tournament. She fouls this one off and out of play. She's 1 for 3 in the game earlier today. And against Indiana Wesleyan, she was 1 for 4. Only 2 hits so far in this game, although Indiana Wesleyan has had 3 base runners, all by the walk. This one's not going to count either. Although she's getting closer, Janae, that first one outside the park, that one in the park, that's if you add it up, the next one's going to be just inside the line, or right at it.
She's working her way back into the ball field.
Doing the sprinkler.
That's my go-to dance move. Just not enough for the home plate umpire. And I thought that was a great pitch there on the outside corner, making St. John go with the ball.
Swing and a miss. She didn't go with it there. 2 down in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Brings up Bree Nunn. senior left fielder from Missouri, Texas. Second strikeout for Addie Benham. She got Katie Goike in the first. Now Kaylee St. John. Nunn was 1 for 2 in the first game. I should say the game earlier today against Siena Heights. 2 outs and an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Lifted out of play. That actually went right to where the Oregon Tech, some of the Oregon Tech players are sitting on the bleachers. So hanging out, watching the game, almost got hit by a foul ball.
They thought they had the off game, but they gotta always be ready to field.
You always have to be vigilant. And the player who got out of the way the quickest is the Gold Glove third baseman, Sierra Parkus. This one hit right back at him. The 1-2. Miss. Strikeout number 3 for Addie Benham, and we're going to the third. Nothing scored yet on WIWU TV. Welcome to the third inning, everyone. Our second elimination game of the day. The winner gets the right to play Oregon Tech at 11 a.m. tomorrow. The chance to play for a trip to the NAIA World Series, which Indiana Wesleyan has been to in each of the last 2 years. Central Baptist hasn't been since 2012.
Second baseman, Trinity Medina.
Back to the top of the order for IWU, Trinity Medina. No hits for the Wildcats yet, although 3 players have walked, Trinity Medina being one of them. Kira Madel in the on-deck circle is another one. There's a strike from Rachel Gregory. That was a rather confident pitch.
Yeah, and that's what she needs after the first 2 innings of kind of struggling, finding her groove. So anything that can get her going.
That one wasn't. This one up the middle into center field, and Trinity Medina has the first hit of the game for Indiana Wesleyan.
That was a nice cut by Medina there. Stayed on that ball, took it up the middle.
She's become a pretty constant visitor at first base.
And she has, and she's been that consistent factor for the Wildcats through each of their games. Now they just need the rest of the team to follow suit and can't have that situation like they had last game where they're leaving runners stranded.
Kira Madel. Southside. Didn't you talk about Trinity Medina in the pregame about being a big factor?
Yes, because like I just mentioned, because of her kind of consistency to get on base each of these games. And Worley, who's on deck, I think is another factor. She has a lot of power behind her bat and could also be a huge difference maker in this game.
Gregory delivers the 1-0. Misses high. Give a little shout out to our crew working on either their suntans or their ability to use sunscreen out there in the sunlight. On our lift cameras, Elijah Ratliff. First base, Logan Fulton. Third base, Daniel McMurray, who was our director for our first 2 games. He did a tremendous job. Center field, Evan Maxwell, and in right field, Jalen Brown. Back in the truck, working the replays, Jacob Daniel. The graphics, it's Paul Crisp. And then Nathan Johnson is directing. Thank you, everybody. The 2-0. Misses outside. When you're playing a high-powered team like Indiana Wesleyan, you're always in danger. There's always in jeopardy. Even though Indiana Wesleyan didn't hit well in the first game, it almost makes you feel like they've just been lying in wait.
Exactly. You're just waiting for it to bust open, just waiting for them just to let loose, because their stats throughout the year show they're a team that can put the ball in play. And we really quite haven't seen that so much throughout this tournament.
Here's another walk for Kira Madel. 2 for 2 in the walk department. Doesn't help the batting average. Miranda Worley looks to change that, and here comes a visit from Tim House, the pitching coach for Central Baptist. Central Baptist has used 6 pitchers this season. Kim House we've seen a lot of. Brooke Trout finished the game last one. Where you see Rachel Gregory on the mound. The other 3 are the catcher Bailey Jackson, third baseman Kaylee St. John's sister Allie, who's a freshman and has made 11 appearances. And then the other starter is Kinley Burrows, who is 12-4 in the regular season. Goes to Miranda Worley. Leads Indiana Wesleyan in home runs, RBIs, doubles. And tied for the lead in hits. The 0-1. Chop towards third. St. John all over it. Fires to first and does not beat Worley. That was close.
Too close for comfort. That was a boom play there. Great heads up play by St. John over there at third base, touching her bag and then whipping it across the infield to first baseman Goki.
Does cut down the lead runner for Indiana Wesleyan. Here's the replay. Presence of mind is what we call that. That was really close.
It was.
The strike on the pitcher, Addie Benham.
Gregory there, you see her off-speed pitch. Her changeup is a backhand change, so you can, as a batter, you're capable to see that it's her off-speed coming if you are able to pick up the back of her hand, because that's what's coming at you. Unlike a regular fastball or anything else, the ball is what leads her pitches.
Here's Here's a replay of that. Oh, that is very close. It's very close. If you're a Central Baptist fan, you might disagree with it. The 1-2. Dribbles in. Throw to second, not in time.
We've seen Bailey Jackson, the catcher, do that a few times today, trying to get that runner on second falling asleep.
She keeps trying it. That's a long throw. This one's high and inside. 0-0, top of the third, Indiana Wesleyan. Although the home team in reality is the away team on the scoreboard. That's why the Wildcats are batting in the top of the inning. The 3-2. Sliced foul, almost in the dugout. We'll try this 3-2 pitch again. This one is high. And a walk for Addie Benham. Everyone shuffles over one. Kira Madel's on third. Amanda Worley's on second. Addie Benham's on first. Brings up Mackenzie Brown, the freshman first baseman from Texas.
And this cheering by the Wildcats has got me dancing up here in the booth.
Well, you too. Got you going. It's the beat. The strike. It's also got him dancing in the dugout too, so you're not alone. Bases loaded, one out. Another great scoring opportunity for Indiana Wesleyan. They wasted the first one. Inside.
Just missed. Just missed that inside corner there on that off-speed pitch.
The Central Baptist dugout was rather convinced that it was a strike. It's a 2-1.
Gregory taking her time there, just trying to relax, not get too worked up. Pitching can be a mental game.
This one lifted into center. It's deep, and it's off the glove. The first run of the game is in, looking for two, and she's out. It's an RBI single for Mackenzie Brown. 1-0 is the lead for Indiana Wesleyan as Kira Madel scores. Miranda Worley cut down trying to come home. Here's the replay. Just off the reach of the glove.
That's a great relay there by Central Baptist.
It was the second baseman, Katie Gordon. She had a cannon.
She did, and you can see as she's catching it, her shoulders are already starting to open up. knowing that she was gonna go home with that ball, and great relay there from center field to the second baseman. And then you got to finish it off. Give credit to the catcher who made the tag.
We're going to see a pitching change. It's a familiar face, Brooke Trout. She pitched in the first game. There's the relay throw from the crane view. Brooke Trout, a sophomore from Blytheville, Arkansas. She had a tremendous high school career. She was a 4-time All-State and regional and conference and All-State tournament team. She did all those all 4 years while she was in high school. 2017 Player of the Year. She came in relief in their most recent game. Close out the Siena Heights game, so she's pitched recently. See Rebecca Schrad keeping it loose in the on-deck circle. Addie Benham on second, Mackenzie Brown on first. Rebecca Schrad at the plate. Walked in her first at-bat. So hasn't recorded an official one yet. So that first run is credited to Rachel Gregory. She's also responsible for the 2 other ones on the base paths. Brooke Trout is out there trying to prevent that from happening. Under it, off the glove of Gordon. The throw coming home. Will there be another play at the plate? No. It's 2-0 Indiana Wesleyan.
I couldn't tell. It kind of looked like second baseman Gordon kind of lost it in the sun as she kind of trotted back, and then she caught a glimpse of it and was well out of reach.
Just off the front. Estrada didn't have enough heat on the throw. It's ruled a hit. Second hit of the game for Indiana Wesleyan. This one outside, ball 1. Michaela Lovelace, who laid down a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Two outs. Runners on second and third. 2-0 count to Lovelace. I like the little bat troll she does. Check this out.
She has quite the...
There you go. She's got it down.
Yeah, the pre-swing routine.
Easily the best one of the tournament so far. You see the whole thing. Three-1. There's a strike. She has a lot of movement in her swing because she's also the slap hitter. So she's moving before the swing, during the swing. swing and a miss from Lovelace, and that will do it for the Indiana Wesleyan third. But it was a tremendous third for the Wildcats. 2 runs in on 2 hits, and they lead Central Baptist 2-0 going to the bottom of the third.
It's Kappa. It's Kappa. There we go.
It's getting better.
It's faster than you think. Wow!
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Welcome to the bottom of the third, everyone. Central Baptist will begin at the end. 9-hole batter Haley Kane, and back to the top, Alyssa Estrada and Katie Goike. Haley Kane had maybe the player of the game for Central Baptist in their matchup earlier today against Siena Heights. She had a 3-run triple in the second inning. Only scored 5, or scored 6. So she drove in 3 of the 6 runs, and then she also scored that inning. Here she is. She also had a single in the 6th. 2 for 3 on the day, digging in for the first time against Addie Benham. 14 for Indiana Wesleyan. Hacks away at the first pitch. Now it's Central Baptist's turn to pick up the batting chance. Just behind her. It's the 0-1. Lifted into right center on the run, coming in and making the play is Sydney Williams. One away here in the bottom of the third. We play 7. Did go an 8th inning in the first game of this tournament between these two teams. More highly scoring, but there's still time for this to pick up. Alyssa Estrada, junior from Houston, Texas, flails one over and has a hit. That was a tough play for Trinity Medina. Bad hop off the chest. And the wheels of Estrada made it very challenging, and there's another hit for Central Baptist.
Yeah, and with speed like that on the base out of a slap hitter, if you don't feel the ball cleanly, it's nearly impossible to have the chance to throw someone out like Estrada.
We have Katie Goike, who struck out her first time up. She has struck out 3 times today between the 2 games. It's a replay of that slap hit.
Do we also note that Estrada's only 4'10"?
That is key. She is moving quickly. There she is.
She is 4'10". From up here, you never know how tall someone is. And
You see that shot? She's blocked by the much taller first baseman, Mackenzie Brown. And Brown is closer to the camera. This is over towards second to second base. That's at least one. I think Brown pulled her foot. So Goike is on with the fielder's choice. Here's the double play attempt. Close, but the throw well short. There's Allison Seats, singled in the first inning, first hit of the game for Central Baptist. Played very well this tournament. She has wheels too. Strike. Earned a foul. No balls, 2 strikes for Allison Seats. Ooh, that is close. Goike just back in time. I think the umpires in red and black towards our right did not agree with it. This one is gloved in fair territory, but stumbling and not able to complete the throw was Sydney Lowe.
She got her glove on that ball, but it looked like she slipped, got her foot either in the grass or slipped in the dirt and could not come up making that throw.
I'll bring up the dangerous Katie Gordon. Gordon, the newcomer of the year to the AMC. She was an all-conference player. She was twice a player of the week in the conference. This dribble stays fair, and that'll be it for Gordon. That's an unfortunate break for CBC. That'll do it for the third. Indiana Wesleyan leads 2-0 on IWU.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think. Wow!
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Welcome to the top of the fourth, everyone. Sydney Williams, who's Sydney Lowe. Then Trini Medina for Indiana Wesleyan. In the hit department, Central Baptist has out-hit Indiana Wesleyan 4-3. In the left-on base department, Indiana Wesleyan has stranded 5 to the Mustangs 4. 2-0 on the scoreboard. Leadoff batter Sydney Williams. She popped up to the second baseman in the second inning. She also had the game-winning hit yesterday, and was not. And she's not batting. It's actually Victoria Boyer,
Who had a decent game when they played against Oregon Tech. She went 1 for 2.
It's pretty good. Improves her .252 batting average. It's a strike on Boyer. The 1-1 outside. But a strike. The 1-2 from Brooke Trout. Flailing miss and a strikeout by Boyer. One away here, the top of 4. From Sydney Lowe, who's 0 for 1 on the day. The 0-1. Sydney Lowe has 4 home runs in her 14 hits, 14 RBIs. Here's a strike. 2-1 the count on the third baseman for the Wildcats. Now 3-1 after that one misses well inside. On the season for Brooke Trout, she was 8-2 with a 3.2 ERA. He gets Lowe to lift one, and a nice play made by the second baseman, Katie Gordon. 2 down here in the top of 4, and back to the top of the order to Trinity Medina, who was walked and singled.
And kind of the theme of this tournament for the Wildcats has been they're a good hitting team, but they haven't seemed to be making great contact. They're not striking out a lot, not necessarily walking a lot, just kind of having some soft hits, not very good contact throughout this tournament.
So Medina can change that. The better hitters for Indiana Wesleyan these last couple days. Medina doesn't really swing at too many things outside the zone. Don't really get her to chase.
She's a disciplined hitter and knows what she likes.
Not that one, but it was a strike. Winner of this game plays again at 11 a.m. tomorrow. The loser doesn't play anymore this year. Medina, nice grab in left field by Bree Nunn. And a highlight play ends the Indiana Wesleyan 4th. It's 2-0 going to the bottom.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think. Wow.
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Welcome back to Marion, Indiana, everybody. Here's this last out. Look at this play. Nate Gibson, he can't really do it much better than that.
No, she made it look good. A nice spin too, a rollover. She looked like she'd done that before.
Probably. One can only assume.
Graceful, I would say.
It was graceful. As graceful as a lunging dive can be, she did it. First pitch swinging, Rachel Jones fouls it off. That was Janae Gibson. I'm Jonathan Mathis. Happy to have you with us. WIWU TV. Broadcasted worldwide online. Friends down in Conway, Arkansas, and all across Arkansas and here in Indiana. Glad to have you with us. Or wherever else you're watching. Swinging and fouled it off, just dinked it. Our viewers from Arkansas are on a marathon. This is game 2 in a row.
I know it's a commitment thing. You'll watch your team whatever that takes. If it's from Arkansas or if it's in Marion, Indiana.
Go 2. Right back at Benham, gloved and over to first. Benham made it look very easy fielding that chopper.
Catcher,
Bailey Jackson. Catcher from Monticello. There's also a Monticello, Indiana. Not the same place where she's from. Same name. Speaking of same names as places, here's a replay of that grab by Benham. This is sky high by Jackson. Under it and making the play is Trinity Medina. Kaylee St. John. There's also St. John, Indiana, but that's not as impressive as this name connection is. We have yet to see her play from Central Baptist, but Madison Grant is a junior from Georgia. And Madison Grant is also the name of a high school 13 minutes south of here on the middle of the Madison and Grant line. How about that little tidbit? So we're hoping to be able to see her at some point just to be able to tell that story, but
to make that connection.
to work it in anyway.
And that's Marion, Indiana is located inside Grant County.
Exactly, yeah. Other Madison Grant tidbits, as I'm sure you all are well aware, Madison Grant is mascot's the Argyles, which is not named after the clothing pattern. It's actually named after people from Argyll in Scotland. However, the clothing pattern Argyll is from the region in Scotland. So there you go.
It's all.
There's a bunch of Madison Grant connections.
All the same thing.
The 3-1. There's a walk. The first given up by Addie Benham today. Goes to a disciplined senior, Kaylee St. John. Here comes another senior, Bree Nunn, left fielder.
Who just made that
Exactly.
nice diving play out there in left field.
The author of the diving catch. Right back at her, a scorebook keeper. He was ready for it too. He almost had it.
I'm not sure he would be able to catch it though.
It's funny
Just
because
kidding.
he can't respond. He can, but no one can hear him.
He looks good in the bucket hat up here.
He's wearing a bucket hat, if you want, for those who cannot see. Swing and a miss on the second pitch. Might have been able to catch it with this bucket hat. This misses outside. Bree Nunn's got some power. She hit a couple postseason home runs last year in the Central Baptist run to the NCCAA World Series, the World Series title. This one skips. Two outs, 2-2 count, bottom four for number 4, Bree Nunn. She waits the pitch from number 14, and it's lifted into right. Deep but catchable and dropped by Boyer. 1 run coming home. Stand up triple for Bree Nunn, and it's 2-1. Here's the replay. Janae.
Boyer just bobbling that. There, she had it in. It's almost like a banana slipping out of the peel. It shot out of her glove.
Bring up Haley Kane, tripled earlier today. Central Baptist been all about the triples. Benham's been a little bit wild as this innings progressed. The tying run is on third base. Haley Kane awaits the 2-0. This one goes to left field, but under it and making the catch is Michaela Lovelace. And that will end the Central Baptist threat, but it's 2-1 going to the 5th here on WIWU.
Do I really want to step into something that's not safe? Do I really want to do something that's uncertain?
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
The biggest communication problem is that we do not listen to understand, we listen to respond.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Crossroads. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Katie King.
It's Kappa. There we go. There we go.
Tries it actually works. Now I can maybe actually get some. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Katie Key. The Crossroads of Life brings people together, and that's what we try to do here each week.
Thanks for watching, everyone. So long.
Look at these guys taking in the sun. 2-1. Got a good game going on. Going to the 5th. The umbrella, the shades, ball caps. We're ready. Jonathan Mathis, Janae Gibson alongside. 3 innings left in the scheduled distance of this one, but we'll go as long as necessary to find out who gets to play Oregon Tech tomorrow at 11. Kira Madel, Miranda Worley, Addie Benham are the next 3 up for Indiana Wesleyan. Madel has walked twice and scored once. Relief pitcher Brooke Trout begins her second full inning of work. She got the last out of inning 3. And we'll begin. It's been an eventful day at the plate for Kira Madel. Miranda Worley reached last time up on a fielder's choice. She also flew out to center field in the first. The All Crossroads League first teamer takes the strike on the inside. 1-1 the count.
And I'd be surprised. Well, I guess Central Baptist catcher does have a good arm, but Madel, I think, is leading the team in stolen bases this season with 36.
There's 1-2. Count even, 2-2. A little behind the scenes stuff. We have further discussion on whether that triple is a triple or not. And we're divided in the announcer booth too. This one sliced foul. I think it would have been a tough play. The 2-2.
Just underneath that.
Very playable for center fielder Rachel Jones.
Orley just missed the center of that softball.
It's kind of been the story of the game for Indiana Wesleyan, really.
I know.
Oh, inhaler break.
You literally took the words out of my mouth.
There are other puns that we could use, but we are mature on the broadcast side. We've seen a little bit of everything this tournament. This is the first inhaler break. We have seen plenty of batters, however, make contact stepping out of the box. We saw one get out after running off the bag too early. Great camera shots. There's Addie Benham. Beautiful day in Marion, Indiana. Good job by our camera crews. And the boys back in the truck. Oh, and it ate her up. Everyone's safe. I think fair to say that's probably an E4.
Yeah, benefit of the doubt, that was a rocket towards her.
It was a rocket. Rammed right up her arm. Fans, don't forget to visit IWUWildcats.com and check out the Tournament Central page. Fans can enjoy pictures of all the teams and post-game interviews with all the coaches. There's a ton for you to see, so check out the Tournament Central page at IWUWildcats.com. I said this last game, but this is very true. Our photographers have been out taking pictures of all the teams and taking lots of them. So there's a lot to grab like this. And just out of the glove of Katie Gordon at second. That would have been a tough play. I would say that's probably a hit. And there's some confusion on the field after the lead runner has been called out. What did you see, Janae?
Well,
here's a replay.
Coach Babinski is asking is whether or not it was third baseman interference, taking away the runner's line to run. I think it could be if there was a collision, she tried to slide, but because the runner stopped short, I don't think he really has an argument or convincing argument for the umpire.
So a great scoring opportunity, cut down on the base pass, Rebecca Schrad. That was interesting because Madel had to tag up on it. That's a long run from a very short outfield. First pitch swinging under Skoiki, and that does it for the Indiana Wesleyan fifth. It's a close one, folks. 2-1 going to the bottom of the fifth here on WIWU.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think.
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Peeking up over there, their center field cameraman trying to hide. That's Evan Maxwell. He's peeking over the wall. You can see him. Hey, Evan.
Evan is just graduated from IWU. He was a senior on the men's basketball team, so he, to say the least, because he can look over that fence, he was one of the biggest men.
He's not short.
He isn't, but his younger brother, who's also on the men's team, I believe might be taller than him.
We'll see if he disputes that or not. Indiana Wesleyan has stranded 6. Central Baptist has stranded 5. Alyssa Estrada will not be one of them. She grounds out to Trinity Medina. One away here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 more innings, we could say, of regulation. The expected distance. Evan illustrates a point, though, is there's several of our cameramen, some of our volunteers have graduated or they're cutting short their summer vacations to be here. Unlike Oregon Tech, Indiana Wesleyan is still not in school. Katie Goike takes that ball high and inside. The 1-0. Rounded to Schrad. Over to first. And here's the 6-3, second out. It's taken 3 pitches and 2 are away in the bottom of the 5th. Now Allison Seats, bespectacled shortstop for Central Baptist, 2 for 2 today in this game, 2 singles.
Something the home plate umpire didn't like. I'm not sure what that was.
Strike. Like that pitch from Addie Benham. Speaking of the umpires, we were discussing the shirt color, which is unique, maybe because it's kind of warm, but we think it's cream. That's foul. It doesn't feel right calling them blue now.
I know.
Allison Seats. Shade of off-white, cream, not yellow. There they are. See, there's yellow. There's a yellow patch on their sleeve. Like, it's not that color. Ground ball to third. Fielded not easily, but it worked anyway. Central Baptist goes down in order in the 5th, and we're going to the 6th. Indiana Wesleyan leads 2-1.
Everyone deserves a decent place to live.
Everyone.
Decent shelter is something we all need to thrive. When a future homeowner partners with Habitat for Humanity to build or improve a home,
Build.
they build a better future for themselves and their families.
For my family.
For my family.
For my family.
Para mi familia.
Your support empowers a family to help themselves.
Help.
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 Assiste.
Your support helps another family in your community or around the world achieve strength, stability, self-reliance.
Strength.
Strength.
Fuerza.
With a little help, we all have the potential to stand on our own.
Potential.
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 Through shelter, we empower. Visit Habitat.org to provide help to families like these today.
2-1, 2 runs in the 3rd for Indiana Wesleyan. 1 run for Central Baptist came in the 4th. Now we're entering the 6th inning. Beautiful day here at Indiana Wesleyan. Mid-60s. Much needed after the last about, what, 3 days or so?
Mm-hmm. That's nice to see. It's blue skies and beautiful sunshine.
I was talking with some of the Central Baptist softball players yesterday, and when they came up, it was low 50s, early 40s, or high 40s. They're like, this is not our normal weather in Arkansas.
Did they say what their typical temperature is?
Much warmer. I didn't ask the actual, the aromatic pressure or anything.
Yeah.
But
that's funny. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I should have. Michaela Lovelace, Victoria Boyer, Sydney Lowe. And the next 3 up for Indiana Wesleyan, although that order has changed a couple times. Lovelace, 0 for 1, laid down a sack bunt earlier. We'll start 1-1, and here comes the bat swivels. She's like a Jedi.
Jedi.
Kinda.
We have a big Star Wars fan in the booth, our SID, Kyle Schmidt. He could probably tell us if she's a Jedi or not.
She's got technique. If that was a lightsaber, it wouldn't cut her at all. It would, however, almost get her a hit, but no, to no avail. Katie Gordon was all over it. Now batting, Victoria Boyer, senior from Greenwood, Indiana, in right field. Struck out her last time up. Sydney Williams started the game in right field. Popped up to second. This one misplayed. The throw is not in time. She ruled a single for Boyer. Let's replay. That's tough. Out of the glove and kicked. Not a good combination for the fielder. Sydney Lowe, 0 for 1. She popped up to second. Pitch. Bunt down, almost hit her. Throw over to first, and it's high. And to third goes Boyer. She's coming home. The throw is late, and it's 3-1.
A bunt that went How many feet? 10 feet, and she ends up on third base.
That was unexpected.
To say the least.
You have to admire the effort by Kaylee St. John. Tremendous defender. But an errant throw in those situations, you're playing the risk versus reward game, and you assume you're going to go for it. But what can happen is that errant throw and a runs in. Back to a 2-run lead late in this one.
We talked about it earlier, the importance of small ball for execution purposes, like the Wildcats did, but also it's tough defensively. You know, that you're running up on a ball, speed's going down the line. It's not your easy routine ground ball.
Back to the top of the order now, Trinity Medina. 1 for 2 today with a walk. How big the run on third base would be. There's 2 outs, or there's 1 out. But if Indiana Wesleyan can get another one, the way this game's been going, here's a replay. This is exactly what we're talking about, Janae.
Just air-mailed it. The slightest. I love Coach Babinski's kind of gamble there, sending Boyer home.
2-1. Those throws generally happen when you leave your elbow a little too high up. Just try to lob it in. Say with quarterbacks too. Raise the elbow, drop the elbow. Wristed up the middle and over the shortstop's head. Another run in. Four to 1. Now Kira Madel. Here's a replay of this one. This is a tough break for the defense. Normal depth, that's an out. It's outside trying to cut down the runner and doing so.
I think Coach Steve Babinski has an argument here. I thought her foot got in before the tag. The tag was too high.
So if anyone can prove it, it's our cameraman. It's close.
Oh,
it's close.
Boom, boom.
It's a good shot of it, but it's close. Let's let you be the judge.
No tag yet. No tag. No tag. Tag.
There it is. She's out.
She did.
She's
Good
out by
call
a smidge. You know what she did is she started to slide a little too early and then do the extra leg kick. If she just slid normally, went a little bit harder in the bag, she'd have been safe.
Yeah, it was a good call there by the umpire.
Steve Babinski cannot see these replays. So it took us, just to underscore it, we had to ultra slow-mo it down and stop it just to be able to see it. Now, he has not seen those. So it was, you understand his argument, though. She was out. 4-1 lead for Indiana Wesleyan. The third run scored on a Sydney Lowe bunt that was placed just in between a few players and then airmailed on a throw that allowed, she reached on the single and then advanced all the way to third on the throwing error. Victoria Boyer scored on that. And that's how we're 4-1. Reminder, tomorrow the winner of the game, the winner of this game will play Oregon Tech at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's 8 a.m. Pacific. We could say that because Oregon Tech is on Pacific time. Commonly known fact.
Commonly known.
Indiana Wesleyan's dugout, they never keep it light. No, if they just loosened up a little bit, it could be so much more effective. Just too wound up. That with a white wig, that is Danielle Munn, who was the ace pitcher who hurt her ACL earlier in the season. Still can't play, but she's been able to move around just fine.
Man, I'm not too convinced we don't have a dance team here at Indiana Wesleyan. If we don't, the softball team could do both.
They could. They're doing it right now. Not in a dancing mood. Definitely not in a dancing mood. So these are who the umpires were conferring with over the argument from Steve Babinski. We are still conferring. And here's now the main umpire is meeting Jordan Jones right in front of the Central Baptist dugout. This is a big discussion. And back to talking, powwowing behind the plate.
Are they discussing? They're not discussing.
Let's see if we got some eavesdroppers going on here. Any success so far? Nope, too old was the complaint. Not by Janae.
I'm still a spring chicken.
So we see canary-shirted umpire conferring with Council of Elders here.
Did you say is that a color? Did you say canary?
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, it's not canary at all. It's more green. Canary is like the color of this softball.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't even remotely close. Now all the umpires are there. The Indiana Wesleyan dugout is still dancing. Central Baptist dugout is not. Kaylee St. John is kneeling by third base. Something we were talking about earlier off air, you see all the players on Central Baptist are wearing different hats, except for two of them. Here's a couple of the different hats. There you go. Look at that.
And
these are all three completely different ones.
And they got the full pant game going on.
They do. They're wearing them long. Kind of like this. That's more of a popular style in baseball.
Yeah, that's more of the baseball look.
There we go. A couple blue hats. There's a blue visor, black visor, pitching mask. For poor Brooke Trout, just has to stand out there and wait. Now, Steve Babinski is talking over. Apparently, he did not get the resolution he was looking for, Janae.
Looks like they're talking about him being warned.
So I guess this is about a lot more than the slide, apparently. Here is that slide play. This started it all. So from what we can deduce from eavesdropping, this play, which Coach Steve Babinski was not happy about, and we thought had a case, and he did, because it was very close. But we believe, we back it up here a sec. Get there. It was very close play, but we think Katie Gordon got the tag down. Now, from what we can figure out, is that in his arguing the call, Coach Steve Babinski was warned by one of the umpires. And so that's what he's mad about. So he's mad about two different things. And I think we're almost able to begin replaying this.
Well, I think at the end of all that, Coach Babinski was warned. He received a warning. In his questioning.
Here's the discussion. So still pretty civil. So somewhere after that, someone said something that Coach Babinski was not very happy about. Oh, and there's softball today. This ball is low. And that's inside on Madel. The count to the Wildcat center fielder. There's a strike on the outside portion.
Madel can probably expect something pretty sweet here if Trout is consistent.
Dribbled over towards second, over to first, and that will finally end the Indiana Wesleyan sixth. The Wildcats tacked on two more, 4-1 going to the bottom here on IWU.
Where is America's premier agricultural theme park? It's a family-friendly gem, agritourism the way it should be. It's Fair Oaks Farms, where kids of all ages learn about 21st century farming while having fun. Where else can you get ice cream made with fresh from the cow milk, climb a 25-foot milk carton, or see a cute little piglet minutes after it's born? Utterly close to farming. That's honest-to-goodness Indiana. Start exploring at visitindiana.com/fairoaks.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be just like Cal Ripken. It's definitely humbling to know that now people are calling me a hero. Instead of finding the IED with my metal detector, the IED found me first, and that resulted in double above knee amputations. It's hard to describe the feeling of meeting somebody that you've always wanted to be like. There are people now that are looking up to you for their inspiration and to be their role model.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
Welcome to the bottom of the sixth inning, and it's getting late for Central Baptist. They need 3 runs. They have the offensive power to do it, and the part of the lineup to exploit it. Katie Gordon, Rachel Jones, Bailey Jackson, second base, center fielder, catcher. Gordon is 1 for 2, Jones 0 for 2, Jackson 0 for 2, but don't let that fool you. All 3 of them could swing a very effective bat. Starting with Katie Gordon, time called. Gordon led the AMC in hits, RBIs, and she finished second in batting average, runs scored, and home runs. Third in the conference in triples, did a little bit of everything. She was a 2-time AMC Player of the Week. That was in week 6 and 11. Here she is. We've had so many conferences and conversations going on.
Yeah,
It's a little bit of everything. About to enter our second hour of game action. Close to 6 o'clock here in the Midwest and out east, down in Arkansas. Actually, coming up on 5 o'clock in Arkansas, that's Central Time. This is a pop fly.
Great
Gordon's
there.
been retired.
Great command there by Trinity. That happened the first time we played Central Baptist, where they had some errors with the run-in with the pitcher, and right there she didn't want anyone to feel that but her, and she communicated that loudly and get Benham out of the way.
Rachel Jones will dig in. It's an inside strike. One out, 0-1 count to Rachel Jones. Chopped foul down the third base line. The 0-2. That misses outside. Jones popped up to second base. Trinity Medina has been very busy today. Also grounded out to the pitcher.
Oh,
This
smoked
one,
that.
a bullet past third. Sydney Lowe rolling into the outfield. Single for Jones, her first hit of this game. And life for the Mustangs, down 3. Bailey Jackson will now step in. Kaylee St. John, Bree Nunn follower. First pitch swinging, lifts it into right center. Under it and making the catch is Kira Madel. That's Kaylee St. John. That 3-run deficit is tough to overcome in a single inning. Here with a runner on base. Good opportunity for Kaylee St. John. She fouls off the first pitch. Addie Benham delivers. Swing and a miss. And advancing to second on the steal is Rachel Jones, who found herself in no man's land, but then a bad throw as it allowed her to advance over to second. Here's a replay of that. I think right about here she finds out she's in trouble, and then she just goes. Aggressive base running otherwise. Now a run is in scoring position if Kaylee St. John can bring her in. St. John 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. This one is going to be trouble, but no, a running grab by Michaela Lovelace. And we're going to the 7th, 4-1.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think.
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Welcome to the 7th inning, everyone. New pitcher, Allie St. John, Kaylee's younger sister, the freshman, Conway, Arkansas. 1.89 ERA. This will be her 12th appearance. She struck out 11. Opponents are batting .288 against her. Close the day on Brooke Trout. And we'll begin in the middle of the Indiana Wesleyan lineup. Miranda Worley, Addie Benham, Mackenzie Brown. Worley's flown out to center field twice and reached on a fielder's choice. Benham has reached on an error and walked. And Mackenzie Brown has 2 singles and an RBI. In the hits department, it's even at 5. Now Miranda Worley hasn't been able to get really solid contact, or what she would hope for, what she's used to. And today we'll try to do that off Allie St. John. Allie St. John trying to prevent any more damage from Indiana Wesleyan. 3 runs is steep enough. 4, well, it gets much tougher. First pitch swinging and fouling it off right side. Central Baptist in their half of the 7th will begin with Bree Nunn, Haley Kane, and then up to the top for the order to Alyssa Estrada.
That's a good off-speed pitch there by Allie St. John. She's got some gas in the tank, throws a little bit of higher speed, and comes back with that nice off-speed pitch.
The 1-1. Into center. She got a lot of it. All of it. Home run, Indiana Wesleyan, and it's 5-1.
With a powerful bat and some speed behind the pitcher, that ball goes a long ways.
That's exactly right. Speed can be a great weapon for a pitcher, but if someone squares it up, it doesn't take a mighty swing to change it. But if you have power too, this could almost break my windshield.
Yeah, and she had a little bit of bat flip there by Worley.
She knew it. That was a no doubter. Now Addie Benham, 4-run game. Final inning of the regulation distance. See how the freshman rallies. Ball high.
Get it signed.
Inside strike on Addie Benham. It's a strike. Nice job catching by Bailey Jackson. Dribbler back to Allie St. John over to first, and that retires Addie Benham. 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Home run by Miranda Worley. Her 16th of the year, kind of took a lot of the air out of the balloon. At least on the home side of the dugout. Mackenzie Brown. Check swing strike. Pull the trigger on it. The 0-1. Misses high. It's going to be a tough situation, Janae, when you're out there on the mound trying to just not allow anything, and then a round tripper right off the bat.
Yeah, your first batter.
Try to settle it in. Have to rebuild up morale almost. Here's the 1-2. It's in the dirt outside.
Wildcats have been very efficient today in their scoring. They have 5 runs, only on 6 hits.
Down looking goes Mackenzie Brown. One freshman punches out the other. And now up is a sophomore, Rebecca Schrad. Brownsburg Bulldog. Nope, Covenant Christian Warrior. She's from Brownsburg. Sydney Lowe is a Brownsburg Bulldog.
What's Zionsville?
Eagle.
Eagle. You were an Eagle.
I was. I am, always.
Forever and ever.
Yes. What were you?
In high school, I was a Panther.
We got 2 of the most stereotypical mascots. Like, there's a ton of Panthers and a ton of Eagles. A ton of Warriors, too. Rebecca Schrad, 1 for 2 today with a single. Popped up to the first base and she walked. Two outs, here comes the 2-2. Lifted into right field, under it is Estrada, and that will end the Indiana Wesleyan 7th. But the hole is deep for Central Baptist, down 4, going to the bottom half on WIWU.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think.
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
Welcome back, bottom of the 7th, do or die time for Central Baptist. And if they do, it'll be Bree Nunn, Haley Kane, Alyssa Estrada that have to come through. They need 4. And here's number 4. 1 for 2 on the day with a triple, an RBI triple, and a strikeout. Addie Benham looking to complete the game, and that's when a rope down the right field line, but foul. Towards our cameraman in right field. Don't worry, everybody. Jalen Brown was safe. Left low and foul. That is the variety of foul balls summed up there. She hammered one foul,
Yeah.
then bunted one, rolled foul. She needs to gently ladle one down the side and then hit one into the back net. She just covered the whole gambit. Got under it. Tough play on the run. Nice grab by Kira Madel, and one away in the 7th. Brings up Haley Kane. Kane has swung a big bat today. 3-run triple. Game ago. She's flown out to left and right field in this one. She's facing an even count 1-1. Got under this one towards center field. She flew out to left, right, and center. Indiana Wesleyan 1 out away from the opening round final. Central Baptist down to their last out. Comes to Alyssa Estrada, who's 1 for 3. She singled in the 3rd. She popped up to third base and grounded out to second the other times. The 1-0. Swing and a miss.
This at bat, or at least that swing there, Estrada has gotten away from her slap hitting and standing still in the box.
1-1. This one hit well into right field and it'll dribble into the grass, and it's a base hit for Estrada. There's one of the hits they need. Now Katie Goike, 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Struck out 3 times a day between the 2 games. Central Baptist needs base runners. Got 1. First pitch swinging. This is going to be close but foul. Katie Goike has batted well this season. Into the regular season, batting .336. This one, a wrister, is going to find the grass at right center field. Estrada rounding 3rd. Goike standing up on 2nd. No play at the plate. It is 5-2. A stand-up RBI double by Katie Goike. And there's one of the runs they needed. Now it's Allison Seats. Sophomore from Jacksonville, Arkansas, one of 4 Jacksonville players on the roster, and here's that hit. Excellent bit of hitting by Goike. A little misplayed by Madel. I don't even think if she fielded that perfectly, it would have caught the speedy Estrada. It's inside for a strike.
We'll see what Seats can do here. She's packed full of power and really haven't seen a whole lot of her today.
She has hit 10 home runs this season. The sound mound making sure everyone's on the same page. See similar visits across the diamond. If Seats can reach The tying run is on deck. The Seats has to reach. She swings, it's under it, on the run. And Indiana Wesleyan will be playing tomorrow in the opening round final, beating Central Baptist 5-2 for the second time this tournament. Comes to a close for Central Baptist. Lost the first one close to Indiana Wesleyan, 6-5. They were able to win their second game, 6-3, and then fall in the final. But Indiana Wesleyan victorious today and will play tomorrow. We'll be back in a moment on WIWU TV.
It's Kappa. There we go.
It's faster than you think.
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
Maybe this is what I'm wired to do. This is what I was meant to be.
You can see the prayer circle. Sometimes it's a heart. Indiana Wesleyan had the heart today, victorious over Central Baptist, 5-2. Got 2 runs in the third, 2 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh, an insurance home run. Central Baptist got 1 in the fourth, 1 in the seventh. The Lady Mustangs out hit the Wildcats 7-6, but they did commit 2 errors to Indiana Wesleyan's 1, both stranded 7. So the star hitters of the day, Trinity Medina was 2 for 3. That was well prophesied by one Janae Gibson. The other 6 hits were broken up over several players. Miranda Worley had the home run. Mackenzie Brown and Rebecca Schrodd each had 1, as did Victoria Boyer. The 7 hits for Central Baptist, 2 were delivered by Allison Seats. 1 for Alyssa Estrada, Katie Goike, Katie Gordon, Rachel Jones, and Bree Nunn. Pitching wise, 2 pitchers for Indiana Wesleyan. Mackenzie Ridge was listed as a starter but didn't actually do it. Addie Benham stepped in. Pitched 84, allowing 7 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, struck out 3. Rachel Gregory started and went 2 2/3 for Central Baptist. Gave up 2 hits, 2 earned, 5 walks. Then Brooke Trout came in, went 3 1/3, gave up 3 hits. And then Allie St. John stepped in, finished out the game, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. That was the home run by Miranda Worley. As we get ready for our interview, just quick thought from Janae before we throw it down to Steve. An interesting game. Is this kind of what Indiana Wesleyan needed to rally back from the loss earlier?
Yeah, they did, and I think they did a better job of making good contact throughout the game. I still think there's moments where they are letting some areas in their batting order slip and leaving runners stranded, but overall I thought they did a nice job today, and right now it's not about perfection, it's just about advancing, and that's what they did. They got the victory today so they can take on Oregon Tech tomorrow morning.
So Oregon Tech, who has been unblemished so far, they beat Siena Heights 4-1. Oregon Tech beat Indiana Wesleyan 4-1 as well. There will be at least 1 game tomorrow, Indiana Wesleyan, Oregon Tech. If Indiana Wesleyan wins, then there will be a second one right after one. That game starts at 11 a.m. So you can see head coach Steve Babinski walking across the diamond. When he gets to Steve Gidley, we will throw it down to him. But he's not there yet. There's Central Baptist. You can understand they played very well this tournament, came very close to winning the first game against Indiana Wesleyan, and if they had, things might have been different. However, we go from this display of sorrow to a very happy head coach in Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. Steve Gidley, How's it going down there?
I'm here with Miranda Worley, who caught the great Addie Benham today, and here with head coach Steve Babinski. Addie, 6 full innings. Mackenzie Ridge was in the lineup, but then a classic Steve Babinski kind of switcheroo. You went out there and really just shoved it. What worked well?
I think our team energy was just the biggest thing. Working with Miranda is always fun behind the plate, and we buckled in and said, hey, this could be our last game, but we're not going to let it be because we're going to continue to grow God's platform. Like, this is not it. This is not it for us. So we just kept that in mind the whole time.
And Miranda, for you, obviously the home run today, but kind of walk us through this complete team effort.
Well, Mick had a nice catch before, and she spent her whole morning in class, and just her energy and the team's energy. I had to do something. It was 4-1. The team needed insurance runs. They worked so hard to get them. And that wasn't me. That was God working through.
Coach, you talked this morning a little bit afterwards. Tonight you're going to throw everyone, so you kind of tricked me. But walk through Sid Lowe pitch hit, Michaela Lovelace starting in left, a hurt Boyer in right. You had a lot of different things going on today, but you kind of just stuck to it. There wasn't a lot of subs.
Yeah, the thing about our team is there's a different hero every day. You go with gut, and everyone is ready at all times. So I can't put in a bad lineup, and that's the thing. I always know I'm going to get crazy good effort. This team plays for each other better than anyone I've ever seen. So it's a selfless team above self. They're playing for God and each other, and with that, you know what? Like I can even play out of shape and overweight, and I'll do all right because I'm playing for them.
I think the good thing is they don't need you tomorrow, but they get one more game with Team 32, hopefully a second game. But you guys have been here before. There's times where you've been down. There's times where you've had to come back in games. You've got a really young, resilient team.
Amen. This is a young team, but they don't play it. So I'm excited for leaderships who know how to lead by serving each other and by carrying the baton when it's their turn.
Great, Coach. Well, hey, Wildcats will play tomorrow, 11 a.m., facing the #1 seed Oregon Tech. John, we'll send it back to you for the stat recap of Central Baptist.
Thank you very much, Steve. Central Baptist, as looked at, they hit well, Janae, but needed more.
They did, but it's sad too. There's seniors on that team, so I mean, a couple girls' year has come to an end. So, just for them, I just wish those seniors the best of luck as they move on and into the adult world and find their first jobs.
If you look at hits or just getting on base in general, you had Central Baptist. This might have been the difference. They had 8 on base, and then for Indiana Wesleyan, you had, 11 between getting hits and walks. So that kind of shows where Indiana Wesleyan was able to manufacture more runs than Central Baptist was. And that's really been the key this whole tournament so far.
Yes, and because we said all 4 teams here deserve to be here. They're high-level teams. And so when you have an opportunity, you have to capitalize in these moments, because when you let them go and you leave open an opportunity like the Wildcats, when Central Baptist allowed that, they're going to take advantage of it because they're a good team. And so they just had more opportunities for the Wildcats than for the Mustangs.
Actually, we're going to take one quick break, everybody. We're going to come back with head coach Jordan Jones from Central Baptist. We'll touch on the Lady Mustangs, and then we'll wrap it all up with a bow and get you set for tomorrow. So we'll be back in a moment here on WIWU TV.
Do I really want to step into something that's not safe? Do I really want to do something that's uncertain?
The world is desperate for nurses who want to positively impact the world for Christ.
The biggest communication problem is that we do not listen to understand. We listen to respond.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Crossroads. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Katie King.
It's Kappa.
There we go.
There we go. Tries it actually works. Now I can maybe actually get some. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Katie Katie Key. The crossroads of life brings people together, and that's what we try to do here each week.
Thanks for watching, everyone. So long.
Welcome everybody back. Wrapping up this game in the broadcast booth. I'm Jonathan. This is Jordan Jones from Central Baptist, and tough loss, but it seems like you guys view this as an extra opportunity after the conference tournament.
Yes. We came out in the conference tournament and we just did not play CBC Mustang softball. So when our name was called for Indiana, we were ready to roll. All those girls were bought in, and if you couldn't tell just from the energy on the field every single inning, it was a second chance for us. So we feel like we got out here and we played together, and we got back to CBC softball. So.
And it's been a while since not only being in the opening round, but in the NAIA. First time in the opening round, first time in the NAIA in a long time, first time these girls have ever been there. What do you think, just some lessons that they're able to take away, you're going to be able to impart on them, moving the program forward, and maybe something to take away for the seniors?
Absolutely. You know, seniors have left a legacy. They've been paving a path for us. This group of girls has really laid down the groundwork for progressing this program. You know, that's our goal, is we want to be a top 25 program year in and year out. We want to compete with the best, and I have a feeling we'll be back if we do it the right way. So we look forward to it. Those girls they're very special, and I try to remind them of that. They've really done something more than just this year, more than themselves. So
offensively, we look at this weekend where obviously the very first game had a great chance against Indiana Wesleyan, played very well against Siena Heights, and then the last game still had a shot at it. There's a lot to take away from just positives on the field. What did you see that you were happy with this 2 days?
Offensively, I feel like we fought hard and we battled hard every inning. You know, especially against Indiana Wesleyan, that score doesn't really show all of it. We had a lot of hard hit balls that didn't fall. So yeah, offensively, that's an explosive team, and at any time it can blow up for us. So yeah, I was proud of them.
All right, Jordan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're going to wrap up here, everybody. But first, we want to say thank you to our whole crew. From the director, Nathan Johnson, graphics, Paul Crisp, replays by Jacob Daniel, running the assistant SIDs, working on softball and doing the interviews with Steve Gidley. Our cameras, very importantly, on the lift behind me was Elijah Ratliff, first base Logan Fulton. Joel Okafor handled third base camera for a while, then Daniel McMurray replaced him. In center field, Evan Maxwell, and in right field, Jalen Brown. Our color commentator, Janae Gibson, did a tremendous job. And my name is Jonathan Mathis. I'm going to say so long tonight from Marion, Indiana. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. for Indiana Wesleyan and Oregon Tech.